Welcome back to Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, the series. In this video, I'm going to go over some of the things Marcus said about being present. If you haven't seen the first video of this series, please watch it first. Link is in the description. In that video, I cover who Marcus Aurelius was and the basics of Stoicism. That video will give you a good foundation for the rest of the videos in this series. Alright, let's jump right in. Most of the time, our minds are completely consumed with thoughts of the future, usually in the form of worries, or thoughts of the past, usually in the form of regrets. We're very rarely in the present moment. Just observe your mind for a day, and you'll see that your mind is constantly going back and forth between the past and the present. The focus of this video is to help you break out of that habit, because it's not serving you. It's keeping you locked in a perpetual prison of fear, anxiety, and regret. You can't control the future and you can't change the past. All you can do is be in the moment you're in. Alright, with that said, let me hit on a couple of Marcus's quotes. First, let not future things disturb thee, for thou wilt come to them, if it shall be necessary, having with thee the same reason which now thou usest for present things. Look, don't worry about the future. Let it come and deal with it once it arrives. Planning in advance for certain situations is fine. You want to plan your future, you want to have a vision, and you want to set some goals. But worrying about the future incessantly isn't beneficial in any way. You can really only plan to a certain degree. Beyond that, you must deal with whatever life throws at you once you get to that point in time. And I'll quote the great Mike Tyson here, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. That's absolutely true. As I said, you can only predict so much, and you can't plan for every variable. So you must deal with the moment when it arrives. Dealing with it as it arrives is a better practice because you can always handle the present moment. What people can't handle is something in the future that they can't yet touch. Problems arise when you start getting wrapped up in the what-ifs. That's where anxiety comes from. All these potential outcomes cloud the mind and cause stress and worry. Before I really understood this, I would constantly worry about the future. What if I get cancer? What if I lose my money, or my job, or my possessions? What if I fail? What if I screw up and get laughed at? And so on. I mean, when you have all that going on in your mind, it's no wonder you're stressed. You can't cope with the future because it's a mind projection. It's not real. But if you're grounded in the present moment, you can always deal with the moment when it comes. Marcus goes on to say, do not disturb thyself by thinking of thy whole life. Let not thy thoughts at once embrace all the various troubles which thou mayest expect to befall thee. But on every occasion ask thyself, what is there in this which is intolerable and past bearing? For thou wilt be ashamed to confess. In the next place, remember that neither the future nor the past pains thee, but only the present. You can handle whatever life throws at you. You're capable of handling way more than you think you can. Even if you imagine the worst outcome, you'll realize that it's not that bad. You'll find a way to adapt and overcome. And let's be real, most of your worries are trivial. For example, let's say you just want to ask for a girl's number. What's the worst that could happen? She'll say no or laugh in your face and say, in your dreams, nerd. Guess what? You'll be fine. There's no need to worry about the outcome. All that does is hold you back from trying new things. Or if it's something more serious like, what if I lose my job over this or that? Well, if you lose your job, it's not the end of the world. You'll survive. You'll adapt and overcome. For me, most of the things I worried about didn't happen at all. Some of them did come true, but very few. And guess what? It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, and I was able to deal with it. The anxiety and pain we feel in our minds from a potential fear is often much worse than the actual thing itself. So the next time you're faced with a fear, ask, what's the worst that could happen? Sure, worst case scenario is that you die, but death is not this big scary thing that we made it out to be. See Marcus's video on that topic below. Death is a natural part of life, and it's nothing to fear. Fear is built into us to protect us from danger, so it does have its uses, right? Common sense applies here. Don't put yourself in harm's way. But most of the time, fear is holding us back. Living a life of fear and worrying isn't living at all. So, go forward with the mindset that even if the worst thing happened, it would be okay. This mindset will allow you to live more fully in the present because you'll see that worrying about the future is absolutely useless. And let me repeat what Marcus said again. Remember that neither the future nor the past pains thee, but only the present. It's not the past or future that are causing pain, stress, anxiety, and so on. It's in your mind, in the present moment you're in. The past and future only exist in your mind, in the now. So for me, on top of constantly worrying about future things, I would also regret the things I did in the past or replay them in my mind over and over and ask myself, What if I did it this way, or I should have done it that way, and on and on. Don't get me wrong, reliving cherished memories is a good thing. Healthy reflection is a good thing. Learning from past mistakes and failures is a great thing. But reliving past regrets over and over on a constant loop isn't good. I personally would replay disappointments of the past over and over again. And now that I don't, now that I see a different way, I feel so liberated. So aside from stopping your worries about the future, learn to let go of your past too. You can't change it anyways, so why keep replaying that story in your mind? Why keep reinforcing that track? What's done is done, and now you need to focus on creating the life you want in the now. Focus on the present moment because that is all we will ever have. Okay, this is going to sound a little far out, but stay with me. Try to recognize that the present moment is all we will ever have. Think about that for a moment. Is there ever any other time except the moment you're in? No. Even when you think of the past and the future, you're doing it in the now. If the present moment is all we ever have, shouldn't we be fully present in it? Or as Eckhart Tolle stated, have you ever experienced, done, thought, or felt anything outside of the now? Do you think you ever will? Is it possible for anything to happen or be outside the now? The answer is obvious, is it not? Nothing ever happened in the past, and nothing will ever happen in the future. It happens in the now. A memory is just a trace from a former now that you are calling in the now. We must make the here and now the focus of our daily lives. And I'll hit on this one more time because people always argue that you need to plan for the future. Yes, you can spend time focusing on the future for planning purposes. You can make plans to prevent certain things from happening. But I believe we can all agree that over 90% of our future thinking isn't focused on effective planning. It's focused on future fears and worries. Let's learn to get out of that mindset. Enjoy life and live in the moment you're in. As you pursue your goals and purpose, be grounded in the present because the only thing that is ultimately real about your journey is a step that you're taking at this moment. So, how can we help break the past and future mindset? By bringing awareness to your thoughts, by watching your mind. Constantly try and watch the way your mind operates. For many years I didn't understand that I could even do this. I thought I was this incessant stream of thoughts. It's like taking a step back and observing something. It's like stepping off the stage and watching the play of your own mind. Observing your thoughts is key to freeing you from the prison of your mind. This raises another interesting question and insight. If I'm able to watch my mind and how it works, if I'm able to bring awareness to my thoughts, then I am actually not my thoughts at all. Who is it then that is watching my mind? There's another level of awareness beyond the mind, beyond your thoughts. That is you. The first time I heard that and the first time I really understood that, it blew my mind. If what I'm saying doesn't really make a lot of sense, just start by paying attention to how your mind creates these future worries and past regrets out of thin air. Really try and catch yourself when you're thinking of the past or the future. This is the beginning. This is the first step of breaking the cycle. This will allow you to get out of the mind, to stop thinking so much and just become present in the moment. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. Stop letting your mind consume you and become grounded in the moment you're in. I'll be getting more into this topic when I do a summary of The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. You can check out my summary on my website, I'll link to it below, or wait for the video to come out. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.